And everybody from the Young Turks to Kyle Kalinske to the folks at Jacobin Magazine, they all have to believe this. This is just, it has to be true. Trump never could have won the election. It was all a vast Russian conspiracy against our American way of life. And again, it almost points to that like cycle because, McCarthyism, we had McCarthyism, and that was a nightmare. And if you had tried to say this in 1960 or 1970, everyone would have rolled their eyes and said, McCarthyism, shut up, and it would have been like erased. But that's been forgotten. Do you know what I'm saying? It's been eroded from memory. And so now they're bringing back one of these old canards, and here we are doing, Putin called for international cooperation around fusion energy.
Yes.
Which, keep in mind, Russia is an oil, gas-producing country, right? If it was just about their own self-interest, they wouldn't be pursued. But they understand that fossil fuels is not a long-term plan for the human race. So I mean, Russia plays a very, very positive force in the world. I've been to Crimea, okay? If Crimea were, suffering under, you're more positive on Trump than I am, but
Whoa.
I
$100 a
challenge
day.
Maupin to a debate.
Think of all the people we could help with that money.
What? Oh, yeah. Ourselves. Money.
Are you with me? I said, are you with me? That's it. Now let's grab some weight and get busy.
Wussy. Shut up. Come on, wuss.
Pitiful. Are you a man?
Yeah?
What makes you think so?
I really doubt there's a lot of people saying to their kids, hey, when you grow up, I want you to be just like Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that kind of leadership we have anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Whereas Putin, he very much kind of exists how my grandparents talked about Roosevelt. Both sides of my grandparents were Republicans. They were Republicans, right? But they liked Roosevelt.
A good job of educating Trump, who I think is educable. And he can't get access to that education if he doesn't get a chance to sit down with these people. So I want to stress that when I say that we need the summit. But let me answer your question further by saying,
Cool.
Now get your floppy appendages on this bar and send it up.
All suspects are considered innocent until proven guilty.
now behind
in
you,
a
you
court
have
of
a
law.
nice copy of Plato.
Yeah.
Okay, see, that's what we need.
Check out that
Because the
neighborhood.
whole concept in
I've been there.
the Platonic dialogues is that the mind has the capability of making discoveries, and that's innate to the human mind.
Okay, what's going to happen in November? I am nervous about these elections because both sides have already declared they're rigged, basically. Democrats are saying it's rigged
Did you
because
hear
of voter
something?
rolls in the South and suppression of black voters. Republicans say it's rigged because of the mail-in ballots. I think they're both right, actually, to some degree. If you look at it, there's a lot of potential for fraud on both ends here. What's going to happen in November? I mean, other than you being victorious and becoming a member of the Congress, what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
Okay, I think that I have no way of knowing what's going to happen with the election, but I can share with you my view that if there are strict measures taken, if we're turning a corner on the coronavirus in terms of a public approach to it, like the fact that Trump finally allowed himself to go out and say we need masks, but a lot more than that. If we can take the measures that have been taken in places like South Korea or, as you say, Vietnam and obviously China, then we can crush the pandemic and people can go to school. And if we don't do that, then we're going to have this continuation of this national nightmare. So I think that is a big if on that. Any of the kind of spirit that he had in 2016.
Well, the danger of a new war is hanging over us every day, as much as people are oblivious to it. Well, thank you for all your work, Daniel, in raising awareness about what's really going on with Russia and China and the economic situation in the country. Best wishes on your campaign. I know you're working very, very hard, and best wishes on your event.
Oh, so you still think you're bad, huh? Well, you want to know what bad is? Bad is getting shot 12 times in the legs trying to escape. Bad.
LaRouche, whose political following bordered on a cult, ran for president 8 times, in between which he served prison time on federal mail fraud charges. His campaigns never had a shot at legitimacy.
Mondale is not simply a KGB agent in the ordinary sense, of course. Mondale is jointly owned by the left wing of the Socialist International and the grain cartel interests.
But they did cement LaRouche on exactly what LaRouche believed. But it seemed to boil down to the idea of an all-consuming imperialist conspiracy led by the British Crown. According to LaRouche's sprawling theory, the Queen is bent on reducing the global population. As part of that dark plot, she orchestrated 9/11 through her Saudi proxies. LaRouche never managed to have an impact on American policy, but his legacy lives on in the generation of semi-messianic conspiracy theorists who seem to have fashioned themselves in his image.
Hey, if we could just get the Green Movement and the unions and the social justice people together, we could control the world.
People wonder how someone like Alex Jones can get away with saying that Sandy Hook never happened.
They had the kids going in circles in and out of the building as a photo op.
But it was LaRouche who proved that if you're emphatic enough, often enough, someone will start to believe you. LaRouche made his 2004 campaign his last. But lately his name has started to filter back